All right, I'm gonna have to flip this around. Make sure you guys aren't in there. There we go. All right, we'll start seated. And you're finding that comfortable seat, whether it's cross-legged or you can sit on a block. And we'll take some time to connect to our breath. So if you want, you can look in the side mirror and look at your back. So ideally you have those natural curves in your back. So by taking our hips up onto the block, it helps the knees come down below the hips or level with the hips. And that way we can keep that curve and the back won't get as tired. Feel free to switch the legs out at any time if you want to. And let's just close our eyes and just notice the breath that's there already. And as you deepen your awareness, you're just starting to expand the breath in a way that feels natural. Notice where the breath is going, if it's more into your upper chest or mid-torso or down into your belly. Think of your torso from your pelvis to your shoulders as a big balloon, and you're trying to open up in all directions, even in your back. And visualize your skeletal system from your hips up through your shoulders. And as you inhale, the shoulders lift away from the hips, and the hips have this sensation of rooting down. So we're creating more space in the spinal column. So we'll do an equal ratio breath. So the way that goes, and I'm thinking of a square right now, you're inhaling a certain amount, holding for a certain amount, exhaling for a certain amount, and inhale, or holding empty rather, for a certain amount. We'll start with 3s, and then I'll probably go 5, 7. Sometimes I just go with whatever feels good. So if it's not feeling good to you, you can always, change your ratio and make it work for your body. So wherever you are in your breath right now, exhale completely. Feel your belly press in. And we'll start with 3s. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. Hold empty for 1, 2, 3. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Empty for 1, 2, 3. Hold empty for 1, 2, 3. One more time. Inhale 1, 2, 3. Hold that breath for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3. Let's go to 5. Filling up in your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Empty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go on to 7. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Come to a natural breath. And we'll be using Ujjayi Pranayama throughout the class, so let's practice that for a little bit. So you'll inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Slight constriction to the back of the throat, exhale through the nose. This time change it up, inhale, open mouth, exhale. 2 more, inhale, open mouth, exhale, like you're flogging that glass or a mirror. 1 more time, inhale, exhale, open mouth, exhale, but halfway through, close your lips. Bring your hands to your heart center, bow your head. Just connecting to your heart space. This is an opportunity to set an intention for your practice if you would like to. Let go of any attachments, expectations, release your hands. And just start to roll your shoulders up and around. And that next roll, feel your shoulder blades pull together. Take your head forward and roll your head from side to side. And take your head up to a neutral position. Let your fingertips come to the earth. Root down through your hips, through your legs. And on an inhale, sweep your arms up. Lengthen once again through your spine, through your torso, through your side bodies. And exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times. Visualize that you're just cleansing your energetic field. What do you want to let in? What do you want to let out? 1 more time, inhale. And then exhale, pausing once again at the heart center. And we'll slowly make our way to child's pose. You can start to open up your eyes and unwind your legs, finding a version of child's pose that feels good. So you could have your knees wide, you could have your knees in, and stretching out from the sides of your hips, out through the fingertips, bowing down, and taking a few deep breaths to your low back. Visualize that you could puff up your kidneys with your breath. Letting the back body receive the energy of your breath to help fuel your practice today. When you come to your next inhalation, start to shift forward. Bring your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Gazing down between the hands, see that your hands are spreading wide, fingers wide, pressing through your knuckle pads. And then either close your eyes or just slowly move your gaze up and down as you cat-cow. And coming back to that Ujjayi breath, letting the breath initiate the movement versus moving and then trying to fit your breath into it. One more round. Finding a neutral spine, tuck your toes and start to shift your hips around. So circles or just side to side. You can go around in the same direction if you want, or go one direction and then the other direction. You choose. Taking about 3 more breaths. If you need to reverse circles or reverse to the other side if you're holding. And on your next inhale, coming to a modified plank. So walk your knees back. Feel your abdominals engage. Create a little space for your chest. So take your hands a little bit wider. And then squeeze your thumbs and index fingers together. Feel your arms fire up a bit more to support your shoulders as you melt your chest towards the earth. Pause here, release your toes. And again, circle your shoulders a few times, just feeling that integration of your shoulder blades on your back, allowing some tension to release in the traps and rhomboids. And on your next inhale, gently press up. Find an equal amount of effort from your arms and your back. So maybe 50% with your arms, 50% with your back. So if you were to take your hands away, you would drop right down, yeah? So engage your back, little press the arms, lift up. Exhale, tuck the toes and shift to a child's pose variation. So stretching the feet here. If you need more of a stretch, you can come up to a kneeling position. If this feels good where you're at, great. And then we'll slowly make our way to down dog. So walking your hands forward, measure your down dog from plank first, and exhale hips to the sky. Bicycle through the feet, shake the head out. The focal point of this pose is the heart space. It's the weight-bearing point in the posture. So you're breathing in, feeling this kind of settling in the heart, and then your heart's intention reaching out through the periphery. So from the heart, reaching down through the arms and up through the hips, down the backs of the legs. Look forward and begin to walk up, or you can take 2 big steps up. Once you're in forward fold, feet are sit bone width distance apart. Grab your elbows, opposite elbows, and just sway from side to side. Place your hands on your hips. Hug your shins to the midline and slowly come up. Sometimes this first time up is a doozy if you tend to get dizzy a lot. And then pause, mountain pose. So opening the heart space, palms forward. Feel your feet, maybe even wiggle the toes a little bit to connect to the earth. And then if you're not dizzy, close your eyes. And so visualizing yourself at the top of a mountain, strong and steady through your base. Your arms are the slopes of the mountain, and the crown of the head is the very top. So feeling expansive physically in your body and with your breath and with your awareness. We'll start to flow with that awareness as we sweep our arms up to the sky. Start to blink your eyes open and exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Bend your knees as needed and pause in Uttanasana. Shake out the head, the arms. Half lift, monkey pose or Ardha Uttanasana, hands on shins or thighs. Lengthen out, and then hold that inhale for a minute. Place your hands, walk back to a plank, and you can either stay in high plank or modify it. Leading with the heart, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, undulate the spine. Maybe cobra feels good. If upward facing dog feels good, go for it. I tend to hang out my low back too much with that one, so I'm trying to practice this one a little more. And exhale, tuck your toes. You can go to child's pose or to downward facing dog. Taking 5 deep breaths. Totally present and here in your body. Noticing if thoughts come in that are more future-based or past-based. Acknowledge them, say thank you, and then let your breath bring you back into the present moment. Take 1 more full inhalation and exhalation. And then look to the top of your mat. Choose your adventure. So if you're feeling really energetic, you could practice a handstand. Or if you're not, maybe you crawl forward. So whatever works works for you. And let's grab our block for a minute here. So take your block to Papa height. I have different names. The baby, mama, Papa. Papa height, you're gonna push your fingertips into the block and then straighten and bend through your knees a few times. Yeah, and you can use that side mirror for alignment, not for judgment, but just for alignment purposes, seeing that your back is flat. Good. From there, take your block, bend your knees generously, take your block to the right and straighten and bend your left knee. Move your left hip back a little bit as you do this. And then take it to the other side. So keep the left knee pretty bent here and then straighten and bend your right knee. That's it, good. Come back to center, take your hands on your hips, energize your legs by hugging to the midline, flat back, inhale, come up. Sweep your arms up, full breath, fill up in your lungs, exhale, hands to heart center. And bow your head. Every time you come back to your heart, it's an opportunity to reconnect with your intention. Moving from the heart space as we reach up. So the energy, the intention from the heart reaches out through the fingertips. Dive back down into your forward fold. We'll do another half lift. Inhale. And exhale, chaturanga. You could jump to chaturanga or just come to plank and slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog or child's pose. 5 deep breaths. This pause is an opportunity to just be, to let go of doing and letting your practice be fueled from a sense of being, your beingness. So adding on, take your big toes to touch from downward facing dog and send your right leg to the sky. Inhale, keeping the hips square. So the inner thigh of the right leg is kind of guiding the leg up versus the outer hip. Look forward, step forward, and come into a lunge. Your back knee is coming to the floor, so if you want extra cushion, you can fold your mat, and then make sure your block's nearby. We'll start with just flexion here, and then extension back and forth. So right hand could be on hip or on the floor. Inhaling one way, exhaling the other way. And we'll pause on that next extension through the leg and flex and extend through the ankle. Floint through the ankle. So you have flexion and you have extension. Right in between, there's flointing. Press through the big toe mound. Take an inhale and visualize your sits bones going further back behind you. Ground forward and bow in. Inhale, lift the head, shift forward, and let's come into a warrior one. So you'll lift the back knee, step up maybe 4 or 5 inches, 45-degree angle with your back foot, and inhale, rise up. So maybe you can feel in your own body your hips square. If you're not sure, take your hands to your hips and look down at your fingers, see if they're even. If not, you can shorten your stance, just kind of angle, move around a little bit. And interlace the fingers here, soften in the shoulders, and cup the back of your head. Press your head into your hands, maybe open or close the elbows if that feels good. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, place your hands on either side of that front foot. Step back with that left foot where it was before, and kick your right leg to the sky, shake it out. Set down the right foot, left leg's turn. Inhale, lift up. Lifting, keeping the hips square, inner thighs guiding the way. On an exhale, step forward, lunge. And then fold the long edge of your sticky mat if you want that extra cushion. Using your block at Papa height, inhale into hip flexor opening on the right, hamstring opening on the left. On your own, a few times back and forth. The next time you come to extension of the knee, pause there and flex and extend through your ankle. Then floint through the ankle, the foot, push through the big toe mount, and the toenails are pulling in. Sits bones reaching back, crown reaching forward. Take a breath. Exhale, dive into the hamstring stretch. Nothing forced. Inhale, shift forward and tuck your back toes. And then look at your back foot. So maybe 4 or 5 inches, step up or more. 45-degree angle. Push through the pinky toe edge. Rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Soften in the shoulders. Interlace your fingers your second favorite way. And press your head back. Maybe move the shoulder blades on your back a little bit. Elbows could go wide or more narrow. And release down, hands to the earth. Step that right foot back again and left leg's up in the sky, shaking off all the old energy. And then look forward. Again, choose your adventure. If it's a handstand, if it's a walk, a hobble. And then once you get into forward fold, grab opposite elbows again and just sway from side to side. Really create some nice traction for your spine. Nod the head. Yes and no. This time, using the strength of your core, steady through the legs, reverse swan dive, inhale, flat back. Come on up. And exhale, beautiful, hands to heart. Samastiti, big toes touch, heels slightly apart. If you're not dizzy, close your eyes. If you are, eyes straight forward. And just noticing your body, moving prana through the nadis, N-A-D-I-S. So we have these energetic channels called nadis, and as we're practicing yoga, different styles of yoga, breathing, meditation, it's fueled by the breath. We're moving energy through. So again, connecting to your intention, it can be powerful because it helps your mind focus on where you want to go. So we'll continue to move from that intention, from the heart space, as we reach our arms back up to the sky. Inhale, palms touch. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And place your hands. You can walk back to a plank or hop to chaturanga. Don't hop to plank because that's not good for the shoulders. You can hop to chaturanga, right? Because it's kind of springy versus like jumping back to a plank would not be good for the shoulders. It would be very jarring. And tuck the toes, hips to the sky. Bicycle through the feet. Adding on, big toes touch. Right leg to the sky, bend the knee, stack the hip. Let the weight of the right leg kind of settle you into that calf stretch. And unwind, step forward, lunge. Root down, rise up, cartwheel, warrior 2. And then I'm gonna have you play with this back and forth. I'm on an Insight Timer playlist, so I didn't know what was going to come next.
Silently, we can welcome ourselves into this moment and to this breath.
And the next time you come to a reverse warrior, take your right hand, cup the back of your head, and then open up that shoulder. Open up through the lat without collapsing into the left side, still trying to lift up through your left side. And cartwheel all the way forward. Spin on your back foot. This is a great time to use the block as well for a twist. So papa, hi, mama, or baby. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, you want to twist from the spine being extended versus rounded, okay? So if you need to bring a knee down to make that happen, whatever you got to do. And on an exhale, you're rotating and floating the arm up. If it doesn't feel good, it's an indication you might need to come to your knee or change the height of the block. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, right hand to earth. You can move through a vinyasa here
or not. You can always opt out of those. 5 deep breaths in down dog, child's pose, or puppy's pose. This is also a good time to reconnect to the power of your breath. Sometimes we lose that power as we start to focus on the asana. It's more important that we have a clear connection with the breath before we actually move the body. So when you're ready, from downward facing dog, big toes touch, left leg to the sky, bend the left knee, stack the left hip over the right hip. Again, let that weight kind of settle your right heel down, stretch that calf, unwind, step forward, and lunge. Inhale, cartwheel all the way up and through to warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So this is, you can see your legs in the mirror, right? So committing to a stretch, a position that feels good as you flow. So if you're gonna go low, really commit to that. Find a place that feels authentic for your body as you flow back and forth. Feeling the lung, the right lung, open, expand, the left lung, open, pulling in as much oxygen as you can so that you can build up that pranic system. Taking one more round, and then when you're ready, cupping the back of your head with your left hand. It's pretty common for the humerus bone to want to lift out of the shoulder. Try and settle that arm bone down as you push the head into the hand. Yeah, good. Cartwheel all the way down. We're going into that twist, so if you want to use your block, go ahead and grab it. Spin on your back foot. Take a breath, inhale, and exhale. Bring out your spine. I like to push into the thigh first before I lift the arm. Sometimes we lift the arm before we even twist. So having the hand, the left hand on the hips feels better than lifting the arm. Making any modifications you need. And on your next inhale, releasing your hand down, moving through any vinyasa style or not. If I'm having any shoulder issues, I usually opt out of those. So listen to your shoulders. Knees to earth. Inhale, right arm to sky. Thread the needle. Place your arm down very mindfully and then let your head set down. If you feel like you need a pillow for your head, you can use your block. And then your left arm extends past your crown, or you can wrap it around your back. Breathing 3 deep Ujjayi breaths right underneath that shoulder. Right underneath that shoulder blade on the right side. So if you've been carrying the weight of the world or the weight of someone else's things that they're going through and responsibilities, let that all go. Your only responsibility right now is to just stay present with your breath. Sliding your left hand under your left shoulder to help yourself out. Inhale, watch that arm move in space. Sometimes our eyes like to move faster than our body. Watch your hand move back down. Generally, we look down before our hand even comes down, but it's kind of nice to just be present with the arm moving through space, moving through energy. Inhale, lift up left side, left arm, and exhale, thread the needle. Gently come down, and then close your eyes. What feels good? Does it feel good to extend the right arm, wrap it around your back? Whatever you need, take that option now. And feel that space under the shoulder blade help you release any heaviness in your shoulders. Creating that space with your awareness and your breath. Drawing the right hand underneath the right shoulder, push into the earth. Watch that left arm move in space. Like Tai Chi, reaching up, watch the hand move back down to the earth. And let's take a puppy's pose. Walk your knees back, hands forward. If you want more of a stretch through your shoulders, pop your palms up. If not, you can always settle down a little bit more, and heart melts to the earth. Breathing deep here, maybe wiggling the arm bones a little bit, wiggling the tailbone, just settling into this sweet heart opener. Take one more full breath. And place your forearms down if they're not already. And we're coming into a Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders, spread your fingers wide, melt your heart. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze on your back and head goes up and down. Take your head down and roll your head from side to side. Try a full circle if your neck allows. If not, just stay at that semicircle. Go the other way. And bring your head, neck into a neutral position. Take your hands out to Spider-Man hands. Push through your fingertips. Push up. And then you're going to dip your right shoulder down. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come up. Exhale, other side. Left shoulder down. Look over your right. Perfect. Inhale, come up. One more each side. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, make a fist with your hand or a flat hand. We're going into a quadricep stretch. If you can't grab your foot, let me know. I can get a strap for you. Looks like we've got it. Okay. And then forehead comes down to the hands. And try and move your thigh bones parallel. And then push your pubic bone towards the floor. Engage your pelvic floor muscles, muscles that originate at your tailbone attached to your pubic bone. Tone those muscles and then tone your belly slightly. Open up in your low back. On your next inhale, kick into your hand until your arm straightens. Take your left arm forward and power up as you kick. You can do this at any level, more of a gentle version, or really kick and lift, or just relax. And release. Windshield, wipe your legs from side to side and massage your quads. And second side, make a pillow for your forehead. Bend your left knee, grab your foot. If you need a strap on this side, let me know. Perfect. So there's a slight adduction happening. Relax your buttocks, pelvic floor muscles engage, abs engage. And on your next inhale, kick into your hands, straighten your arm, right arm forward. If you want to just focus on the quad stretch, that's great. If you want to power up a little more, your choice. Find your level. And exhale, rabbit pose. So tuck the toes, and you're grabbing the feet crown to the earth. If you're concerned about your neck in any way, or you just don't like that one, you can just come to this position. If you're grabbing the feet and going into full rabbit, hips are lifting up, really separating the shoulder blades, stretching those rhomboids. And slowly sitting up, stretching the feet. If this is too much, release your toes. And we'll just pause. We're meditating for 1 minute. So if you're just hating this, just go ahead and flip into cross-legged. So 1 minute meditation. You can find a focal point or close your eyes. Keeping that ujjayi breath.
keeping your eyes open. So we'll do a shoulder stretch, and then our apex pose at the peak of the class is Dhanurasana. Okay, so that's a bow pose. I'll show you in a minute, but let's come forward. And then let's go left side first. So straighten out your left arm right off to the side of the room. Yep. And then you're rolling over to that side. If you want a pillow, you can use your block for your head, or you can just let your head softly come to the earth. Lots of options here. This pose is really for anyone. So you could bend your elbow if you need a more gentle approach. You can stack your legs, or if you're more open in the shoulders, maybe both knees are pointing up and you're interlacing the fingers. So just moving to a place that feels good. And as you connect to that deeper breath, wait for that invitation to go deeper if your body offers that. And if your knees are lifted, start to straighten out your left leg and then your right leg. And we'll all slowly come back to center. And then we'll go to the other side. My massage therapist, I was telling him, my back is so tight right here. And he actually started to work here. He's like, actually, you're sore back there because this is so tight. And I was like, okay. So he worked here, and that helped to release that. So we'll just visualize the whole shoulder girdle relaxing, opening. So from the front, the chest, anterior delt, and then even into all around, wrapping around in towards the spine. Sometimes it feels good to get the shoulder blade really integrated on the back. So with your eyes closed, check in if you need to get more comfortable or if you need more sensation, starting to adjust. Relax your jaw, your face. Sometimes we hold tension in the face when we're opening the shoulders. And slowly start to straighten out that bottom leg, top leg, and coming to center. So Dhanurasana, you know how in college you have names for anatomy terms and like you try and make associations. So this one is down your asana. I'll never forget this one. Maybe you won't either now. So keeping the glutes down, but you're not squeezing the glutes because that's going to make your low back tight. So everything I've talked about so far is going to help you open up into this without crunching in your low back. So the adduction of the legs, that's going to take the head of the femur bones wide. What else? Pelvic floor engaged. The abs engaged, so there's space right there, right? So starting with some of those elements, and then bend one knee and the other knee, reach back. This might be all, and if you want to just rest here, I'm okay with that, or just have your forehead down. But if you want to kick into it, go for it. This is the hardest pose of the day, unless you think Shavasana is hard. It is for some of us. And then you can kind of rock and roll on your belly. Just really open up your heart space. Good job. Take your knees wide, big toes touch. Let's take that child's pose one more time. And allowing some space for your belly to extend as you melt down to the earth. Allow your next inhale to float your back up. So you walk your hands in, and then you'll lean to one side, swing your legs out in front, and make your way into a supine position on your back. Knees bent. Feel your neutral spine here and just pause. Arms to your sides. Close your eyes. Start to heel toe your feet as wide as your yoga mat and windshield wipe your knees from side to side. And bring your knees up. Heel toe your feet hip width distance apart. Imprint the lines of your back in your mind right here. So ideally, when we go into number 4, we can keep those lines of the back, right? So maybe a little lift in the low back for now. Cross your right leg over your left leg. So number 4, you might feel a stretch here, and that's awesome. Just go ahead and stay here. If you need a little more, reach through the window and maybe your low back imprints for a minute, that's fine. Interlace your fingers to your right hamstring and then push that left leg into your hands. So you're holding onto left leg. You're using your right forearm to kind of encourage that right leg to go a little bit more wide and away from the belly. Come back to the natural curves of your spine if you're not there right now. So to do that, you may need to push your pubic bone away from your belly button. So posterior tilt of the pelvis. Take one more breath here. Inhale. On an exhale, set your left foot down, scoot your hips to the right, and spinal twist. So knees to the left if you have your right leg crossed over. If you did opposite leg over, that's okay. Go the other way. Extending that opposite arm out, knees are in the opposite direction, and then take that other hand to your belly and take about 3 more deep Buddha breaths. Fill up in your belly, press against your hand. Relax your inner thighs. One more breath. And using your transverse abdominis, bring the knees back up, scoot your hips back to center. Hold your knees in your hands and circle around, massaging your sacrum and low back. Go the other way. And then set your right foot down, or if you did the opposite, that happens all the time. So going to the other side, imprinting the spine as you reach through the window, low back might imprint. And then once you have the thigh, push the thigh into the hands, try and lift the low back a little bit. So the purpose of this is you're trying to get your sits bones, the ischial tuberosities, down towards the earth. And so that way, that's where the hamstrings attach or originate. And so you're trying to get that point down for a better stretch. Now, some people might be so tight that those sits bones are just gonna lift, their low back's gonna imprint, no big deal. But if you can push that leg, the right leg, into your hands a bit more, then use your left forearm to push your left thigh away from your belly. Set your right foot down. Scoot your hips to the other side a few inches and knees over. Spinal twist on the other side, gazing toward your extended arm, or just close your eyes. Other hand to belly, deep parasympathetic nervous system breaths. Rest, digest, repair, recover. Relax your inner thighs, relax your shoulders, your jaw, your eyes.
On your next inhale, bringing your knees up, back to center, and then locate your block. Bridge pose supported. We'll come to baby height, lift your hips, set it under your sacrum, relax your arms to your sides, gentle inversion. If you want a little more, legs up the wall, waterfall pose is an option as well, or even shoulder stand if you want to kick up. Practicing training the body to breathe in unusual situations. When we're practicing that in yoga, we're able to do that more easily when we're out in the world. So really focusing on deepening the breath, really in any pose, but particularly I think it's helpful to do that in inversions. About 5 more breaths here. Inversions have been proven to help reduce stress, reduce blood pressure, although if you already have a blood pressure concern, inversions aren't recommended, but listen to your body, do what feels right. If you're in waterfall or some kind of bigger inversion, slowly start to work your way back down and lift your hips up, remove your block, and then tuck your knees into your chest, nose to knees, give yourself a big hug, tuck into a ball, maybe rock side to side. And then starting our final relaxation practice, taking one leg out and the other, taking the arms out, really taking up space, spreading out. If your low back feels tight, you can bend your knees. Some say this is where the yoga begins. So there's 8 parts to yoga. The poses, asanas, postures are just one. I won't go through all of them, but pranayama, the breath work is one, and the meditation, which we're entering into now. Scanning the body from head to toes, ensuring that you are fully and completely relaxed.
Drawing your attention back into your body. Beginning to deepen your breath. And just noticing how you feel. Start to wiggle fingers, toes, shoulders, and hips. Moving the head from side to side. And eventually make your way over onto your left side, lying in nurturing pose, making a pillow with your hands and arms, bending your knees, curving your back. There's something that you received in the practice today that resonated in your heart. Keep that in your awareness as you continue throughout your evening. Start to press your strong arms into the floor, eyes closed and meeting back in Sukhasana, easy pose, cross-legged, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Honoring the heart space, honoring the journey of the highs and the lows and everything in between. And we'll send the good energy that we've cultivated in our bodies and our minds and our hearts out into the world through sound, the sound of Om. And so if you'd like to join me in that chant, you're welcome to, or you're welcome to also just listen. So wherever you are in your breath, exhale completely. Big inhale here. The goodness in me honors the goodness in you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Do we wipe our hands?
Nope, I clean it all up. So, yeah, you're welcome to just leave it all. If you have questions, comments, let me know. Otherwise, hope to see you again. I'm just here
I've
Sundays
never
and
done
Tuesdays.
the headed, the cupping for headed.
Yeah, I
That's
love
super
that. Just because we lose so much curve in our necks, right? I mean, I
That's a
was
good little.
seeing a chiropractor 10 years ago because my neck was so flat, so now I really try and like keep that up. That's good. Good stuff. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.